Hey there, Sabine here, back with another video in the social capital series. And so the last couple of days or last few days, I've been really focusing on laying the foundation for the people framework and focusing on the P, which is your profile, your LinkedIn profile optimization to be exact. And so we're now going to move into the E, which is centered around ecosystems. And so for those of you who aren't familiar with what ecosystems are, I'll share what the 6 core ecosystems are, or at least the ones that I teach. But before we get into that, think about it from the perspective that, especially if you've been in business or you've had a career for a long period of time, you've probably built a pretty large network. Whether or not you're in touch with everyone, you probably have a really large network in the thousands easily. If you consider, clients, organizations that you've worked with, prospects, colleagues that you've met at other networking events. And so at this stage, your success is dependent less on how many people you know and more so around how you're able to leverage the right ecosystems when you need them. And so what that means is looking at the larger number, and I wouldn't even say look at the full thousands, but like looking at a percentage of that large number of the individuals that you actually connect with on a regular basis, or maybe you have mutual things in common, you're part of the same groups, and then identifying which ecosystem do they sit in. And so there are 6 core ecosystems that I teach. That's friends and family, passions or interests, career, professional, finance or professional services, community, and politics. And so within the Cultivating Connections challenge, I go through what each one of these look like and who sits in them in quite detail. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to list them. And so the invitation here is to think about who are the top 20, 30 people that you engage with on a regular basis, and then identifying which ecosystem do those people actually sit in. And then once you can identify that, looking back at your goals, right? Whether it's a revenue goal, whether it's a launch goal, whatever that looks like for you, which ecosystem would support your goal right now? And then being intentional and deliberate, not reaching out to those individuals necessarily right off the bat to ask for anything, but to start to make deposits. I'm a student of Stephen Covey, so his 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He talks about deposits before withdrawals. And so in identifying those 3 people who align with your goal, they sit in the right ecosystem, what touch points can you make this week or what deposits can you make this week to start to prime the pump, so to speak? And then making sure that you have a system in place that allows you to do that on a regular basis. The thing that I get a lot from the individuals that have joined the challenge in the past or anything that I've done around social capital is that, the system sounds easy and they're able to do it, but then life happens or things get busy. They let their network fall through the cracks. And so the goal here is not to have this large number of people that you're engaging with on a regular basis, but that you are intentional and consistent with who you're reaching out to and that you're doing it in alignment with an outcome that you want and an outcome that also serves that individual. So I will be teaching more about ecosystems in the Cultivating Connections Challenge, which is taking place in December. So December 9th through the 11th, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you are interested in learning more about ecosystems or really just learning how to better leverage your network, feel free to go ahead and register and sign up. The link is both in the captions as well as in the comments below. If you have questions or need additional information, feel free to send me a DM. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow with another video. Have a great rest of the day. Take care.